Sister Lily, I think you're muted. Kan?
Sorry. Good evening. Good evening and warm welcome to Brother Huang and brothers and sisters around the globe to this Friday Heartwarming Dialogue with Brother Joe. Before we start, let us invite Brother Joe to lead us in paying homage to the Triple Gem. Let us pay our respects for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen by making 3 sincere vows. Please rise, arms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Today we have this heartwarming session will be facilitated by Sister Stephanie with her team consists of Dr. Hu, Brother Teo, Brother Wong Heng Hua, and our little Pisa from Cici International School, Amanda Chan. Dr. Amanda Chan, okay. Now let us hand over to Sister Stephanie. Sister Stephanie, over to you.
Cảm ơn so much, Sister Lily. Very good evening to our beloved Master and Abode Shifu and Brother Joe. Very good evening and Amitofo. Welcome all to today's heartwarming sharing with Brother Joe. Hope everybody can hear. Okay, cảm ơn so much. Okay, so without further ado, right, I'll start off with my PowerPoint. Just give me a minute. Wait, I thought I have my PowerPoint. Sorry for the delay. Just give me a minute. Okay. Can you all see my PowerPoint?
Yes, Sister. Yes, can.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, for giving us the opportunity to share tonight, especially to Sister Xiaoqing, about the English group education mission. In particular, it's about the parent-child bonding class. Okay, so I'm just going to start a bit about my affinity with this parent-child bonding class. All right. So I haven't shared for a long time, so I'm a bit nervous in front of you, Brother Joe. Okay, now basically in 2013, I was about 2 months away from my commissioning, and actually a misfortune had befallen on our family, and my eldest daughter's life was actually in danger. And I recall that at that time, Master was expounding about the parable of the burning house. And the burning house at that time seemed very, very real to us, But luckily, we had many, many benefactors because we were already in the Tzu Chi family. And there are many living bodhisattvas who emerged and came to help us and saved us from an impending tragedy. And one of them was this sister, this is Sister Jai. She's an education mission volunteer in our community. This is my eldest daughter, May Jane. Okay, so at that time, she walked into our lives and accompanied us, especially our daughter, on a journey of healing that was for almost 2 years, And Sister Jay's selfless giving, her actions actually made us realize this Jingse aphorism by Master, which is, we love our children with a bodhisattva heart and love others' children with a mother's heart. So, and at that time, after that, right, both me and my husband, we actually made a vow, to carry out this Master's teachings. And you know, when we make vows, always Master say, when we make vows, conditions will manifest for us to carry out our vows. And in 2014, I was approached by by Fen Hui to become a pioneer team for the English group parent-child bonding class or 亲子班. Yeah. So even though at that time I recall that I was still suffering from depression, I accepted it as I felt it was an opportunity for me to fulfill my vows. And since then, there was no looking back. So just a quick look at our PCBC, English group. We started in 2015, in 2 locations. That's in PJ, we have 41 pairs, and USJ, we had 15. I was from the USJ side, And then the next year, we actually consolidated at the Jingzi Hall. And throughout the years, as you can see here, we kind of peaked in 2018. And the number of pairs that we have served along the years, these 7 years, is 272, bearing in mind that 50% are actually repeat pairs. So you can see even during the pandemic, we did not stop. We did not stop. We continued to do so. So actually, in the earlier years, just for your information, we had many challenges. One of the challenges was that all the Jingzi aphorism training materials were all in Chinese. And the first year, I remember we had to design our own materials from scratch. None of us had experience doing this before, but very thankfully we went for the training and then we were able to come up with some materials. But the second year onwards, we had to use the materials from the HQ, and therefore we need to translate whatever available materials. Even though the videos, it was very funny, we had to do voiceovers in English, and it's just amazing, and some of the videos we had to cover them in voiceovers. So of course, during that time, we needed a lot of time, a lot of people. We are very thankful that many people actually came forth to help us out. And of course, during that time, we really had a lot of concern about keeping accuracy, to the essence of Master's teachings. The second problem that we had actually was, we were the English group. We never had a community. We did not have a community at the time. So all our participants and volunteers were all from different communities. So you can just imagine, it was very difficult. Actually, there were a lot of difficulties. First thing is, it was difficult for the volunteers to accompany the parents along this time. All right. And whatever thing that we had to do, we had to go back to Jingzi Hall, which was actually quite far away for quite a lot of people. And so because there was no community, there was also lesser bonding between the parents, it's very important for parents to bond so they can learn and grow together during this time. And also one of the challenges was some of the parents who successfully commissioned after that, they did not come to serve in the English group. They actually went back to the community. So at that point in time, I want to bring up this bus driver analogy. I always felt like I was like a bus driver, I was like, I was trying to bring people, a team of us were trying to bring all these participants to go to the, to go to the ship, a city ship of compassion. We want them to go onto the ship, but halfway through, like people will just keep dropping, they just want to, stop, and then they just want to alight from the bus. So that was very challenging. That was one of our biggest challenges, actually. But I think now it's much better already. We figured out a way to keep them accompany them. And actually very thankful that throughout these years, we're very thankful for the parents who gave us their trust. All right. And also very thankful for all the volunteers who served willingly to help us accomplish every lesson. As Master always say, the path does not promote itself, and it needs people to promote it. And really coming together in this great city family to nurture the young, actually, and to grow in Master's teachings for all of us, has been the most rewarding process. And eventually, even some parents left us to pursue their own path, and also some returned to the community. We are really very grateful to a group of them who have stayed on to pave the path wider for the education mission in the English group. So here, I'll just play a snippet from our 2019 flashback. And this is the last time we had our physical class. Is there sound? Sorry. Hope you all can hear the sound.
Okay.
And so just want to play this snippet to thank all the people who came together, all the volunteers.
曾经文化让我牵你带你走，还你当我的宝贝。
This Brother Matthew is our coordinator. And so much. Yeah, looking back, actually the program team, actually I was the program lead. So actually the program team really put in a lot of effort to actually get every lesson going. And there's a lot of preparations at the back. I'm very thankful to everyone who come together to 成就 every class. Really. So I just want to go back to a bit, in 2019, actually, it was very significant for us because it was the first time that our English group, PCBC, held our own graduation day. Actually, this is a graduation on our own, and it's on a large scale. And the PCBC lesson that was that year was actually based on Master Uda's water repentance. But at the same time, at that time in the community, if you all could remember, the community book study was about the great Dharma Master Zizhi, who I feel his life story was very similar to our Master Cheng Yen. And both these masters' teachings closely resonated with our Master Cheng Yen. Therefore, we at PCBC, we made a great aspiration to present these teachings during our graduation ceremony. And here you can see we had Master Uda, the story of Master Uda that's being played out here. And Master Uda, we know that he repents. He's the one who actually wrote the water repentance due to his realization that his negative karma that committed 10 lifetimes ago, will come back to find him. And eventually, after repentance, he finally found Samadhi. And also our parents and children actually acted out this scene from Master Zizhi's story, where Master Zizhi, here acted out by Justine, our Xiaopusa, transformed the entire fishing village, from fishing to farming to save them from a flooding disaster, right? So Master has always taught us repentance purifies the past. It is only when everyone sincerely repents that calamities will be abated. So now I'd like to share some inspiring stories. There are so many inspiring stories, but we have picked out a few to share with you all tonight. Master has said education is the hope of our children. And in PCBC, our children learn the true principles of life that sets them on the path the true path of life. And they learned how to courageously make great vows to transform themselves or their situations. Our first story is about Yo Li Ning. This is Li Ning. She joined PCBC in 2018 at the age of 8 with her mother, Ivy Ang. We are very blessed that at that time, her father, brother Joyo, and sisters also came to volunteer in the program team. Now, in 2019, when we were preparing for the Great Repentance graduation, the children were encouraged to take the 108 veggie meal card. Li Ning actually told us, that she cannot live without fried chicken, she said. She finds it so hard to say no, but yet she courageously completed not just one veggie card, but 2 veggie cards. And of course, encouraged by her family and also through the PCBC vegetarian cooking activities, Li Ning surprised her parents by making her own decision to become a vegetarian in 2021. And the reason being, she told us, is that I am vegetarian because I don't want chicken karma. Now, what she means is that she told us that she put herself into the shoes of the little chicks who lost their mother to humans' taste desires. And she told us that she doesn't wish the same to happen to her. So as you can see in PCBC, experiential learning like this does promote empathy and plants virtue seeds. So we are very proud of our PCBC children who have attained the right view of life, especially on the great law of causation. And as Master would say, such is the great wisdom from pure minds. So now I would like to welcome our sharer, who is also a student from PCBC. She is Amanda Chan, and she joined PCBC with her father in 2017. At first, when she came, she was a bit self-conscious, and we found out that it's because of her medical condition called alopecia, where her hair would fall out. Yeah. So, but after she joined the classes, actually you can see Amanda started to really enjoy herself. And in fact, her mother and brother, and sometimes her late grandmother would, and especially her father, they would come and serve together in PCBC. Now in 2020, Amanda was 11 years old, and she wanted very much to enter TCSKL. So much so that without her mother's knowledge, Amanda had vowed to become a vegetarian. And Amanda is here to share with us tonight her story. Please welcome Amanda Xiaoposa. Amanda, are you there?
Hello.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. My name is Amanda, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I got today from Stephanie Siku to share about my story. So I'll be sharing about my journey in City and how I've changed. Growing up as a Gen Z kid, I was a pretty enthusiastic kid around my family, but I was quite insecure about my looks, or to be more specific, my hair. I always ask the same question to my family, my parents, grandparents. Why do I have such little hair? That person's hair is so much more than mine. Why do I look like this? And they've obviously comforted me and explained that looks don't really matter at that age or ever. I didn't really take their advice seriously because I thought they were just trying not to hurt my feelings. But I realized that wasn't really the case. So when I was younger, my parents and grandparents always told me that I would be extremely salty and have really nasty temper tantrums if there were no meat dishes during meals, despite not being a picky eater at that age. I was also extremely petty and was very impatient, leading to a lot of arguments with my brother at that time. And until now, I don't really know what sort of karma I built up in order to get a chance to join PCBC classes. I think thinking back, it was all due to my late grandmother introducing Tzu to my father, who later introduced it to my mother and finally to me and my siblings. At first, I was quite skeptical about this whole Tzu thing because I've heard a lot of fake charities and stuff like that going around. Obviously, that wasn't the case. Everyone was extremely nice despite it being our first meeting, and extremely friendly. Not to mention, they were very low key about my looks and my hair, and like they didn't question it too much. Of course, they were curious, but they didn't go overboard. They accepted me for who I was, and I still am extremely grateful to them. I also became more confident and became more proactive in charity work. I especially liked it when we went to old folks' home. Everyone there was really sweet and caring, and they also were great listeners and had a lot of experience at that age. I think my childhood had a great deal to do with me becoming vegetarian, and it now brings me to my next story. When I was around 11 years old, my mom started going vegetarian along with my dad, and the entire family followed suit. Although we weren't completely thrilled about the idea of going vegetarian, we still wanted to support my parents. So we went part-time vegetarian, as you would call it. But who knew that me, a meat lover, a person who really liked steak, ikura, sashimi, roasted duck, etc., would have taken a vow that I would go vegetarian. Of course, I didn't tell my mother because until she had received an email from the school. So basically, I confessed about what I did, and she looked really shocked. That was about 1 year ago, and I've been doing a lot of vegetarian promotion. I made this vow to get into the school because I heard it was really good. It was a really good school, and I wanted to get a good education to provide for my family. They sacrificed a lot for me and my siblings, and I want to repay them. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my family, Stephanie Suku, Matthew Suko, Yana, and my entire PCBC class for their unconditional love and support. That's all from me. I'll pass it on to my mom.
感恩 so much, Amanda. Great job. Amanda is 13 years old today, yeah? And when she made the vow, she was 11 years old. And I believe her great filial piety and her great vows actually touched the Buddhas. In fact, Amanda is doing very well in TCS KL now. And also she volunteers in her community regularly, right? With her parents, okay, as you can see. Okay. Yeah. And she even excels in her academic. And if you can see that, according to Amanda's mother, her hair has actually grown back, after she became a vegetarian. I think Sister June is here. I believe Sister June wants to say something. Sister June?
Become vegetarian, the hair grow back. We drop
Hi.
hair. Drop a lot.
Yes, Sister June.
Hi. Thank you, everybody. Hello. My name is June. I'm Amanda's mommy. I just want to express my gratitude to the entire PCBC and City family. You see, this is actually the same point of Amanda as a young child and who she is today. She has grown and flourished, and all this would not have been possible if it's not for the City family. As they say, it takes a whole village to raise a child. And the PCBC team and the City family not only helped me raise my family, it also helped me grow my wisdom life. Just to express my gratitude. Thank very much.
Thank you so much, Sister June. Sister June has been very, very helpful at PCBC as well. I remember Sister June said something to me, and I think it's really very true. She says that she understands that her children have this a problem with their medical issue, but she doesn't want them to feel less confident than any children. Therefore, she makes a point to let them start to do caring and serving for the community, so that the self-value or confidence actually will grow and beyond the physical condition that they are facing. And I think Sister June herself is a very wise parent. Kanan Sister June once again. Okay, I'm going to go back to sharing. Sorry, yeah. Okay, and now yeah, and now we're going to share about a very touching and inspiring story of one of our parents. Actually, he's a grandparent, and that's the story of Brother Wong Heng Hua. Now, in 2017, Brother Wong and his grandson here, Samuel, joined the English group PCBC through a very unusual affinity. In 2011, his eldest daughter, Elizabeth, had perished in a fire, leaving Samuel, her only son, to be brought up by Brother Wong and his wife, Sister Elaine. But due to the affinity of a relative who is also a Tzu Chi volunteer, 36 Tzu Chi volunteers had conducted a Zhu Nian for Elizabeth. But it was only until 2017 that they had the affinity to join Tzu Chi Buddha Day celebration and was introduced to PCBC. And I will always remember the first time we met Brother Wong in June 2017. It was our foot bathing ceremony, Filial Piety Month in PCBC. Brother Wong attended the first class with Samuel. And when I first met him, I could just remember that he had a very sad looking face and he didn't talk much. But after the foot bathing, we could see that tears were just running down his face. And we actually wanted to care for him, and we asked him why. And we didn't expect that he would actually share with us. He opened his heart a little bit for us to see. You know, he shared about advising parents to cherish their children while they still can. And as you can see here, the parents, there was not a dry eye in the hall that day. And in 2018, Brother Wong very quickly became a new volunteer, and he also took up the assistant Tuifu role in PCBC. In the community, he also started joining other activities with his two other children, Adrian and Emily. In 2019, however, the dark past was still hidden in Brother Wong's heart, and he struggled very deeply to let it go. Little Samuel and the whole family was badly affected by the loss as well, and also by Brother Wong. And very thankfully, we had Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo of Tima, who were always there for us, and they were roped in to provide counseling for the family. And this is Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo in 2018, and they gave Samuel and also the family counseling sessions. But what is more important was that for us, during this time, in 2019, during this time, what I wanted to say is that to care for this family, right, and to guide them through their difficulties. Actually, we have an unofficial tripartite team consisting of English PCBC group and then TIMA and also community volunteers, because Brother Wong is from Bandar Sri Damansara community, and that's the same community as Sister Wong Xiaoqing. And at PCBC, Sister Elsie, who was a Tuifu Zhang, and myself, we would care for mostly Sister Elaine, yeah. And at Tima, Dr. Koo of Tima and Dr. Teo would actually take Samuel under their wings, all right, and provide counseling for Samuel and also the family. And at a community level, Sister Xiaoqing and the community volunteers, they accompanied Brother Wong to walk the path. As Master always say, nothing is impossible with love. By end of 2019, after a heartfelt parent session, we asked who wants to become a commissioner. And we would never forget that day. With great confidence and determination in his eyes, Brother Wong was the first one to raise his hands. And despite many of his health challenges and emotional challenges, Brother Wong completed his commissioner's training that year. And his health improved also after taking on a vegetarian diet. And in 2020, with the love and care of the Tzu Chi Dhamma family, Brother Wong finally overcame the great hurdle within, and open up a new chapter in his life, becoming Master's disciple. And here are some of Brother Wong's footprints in the community and also in PCBC. And I would like to invite Brother Wong Heng Hua to come and share with us his journey, entitled Our Journey to Healing. Brother Wong?
Hi. Good evening, brothers and sisters, Brother Joe Huang. Thank you, Kanan, for allowing me this opportunity to share tonight. Our title topic is Our Journey to Healing. Now, this is my grandson now, Samuel. He's 13, and he's grown to be that big now. Now, he's my inspiration, you know. So recalling that year 2017, when we joined PCBC, parent-child bonding class, I remember it is purely because of my grandson, Samuel, who was only 8 years old then. My home sister, Elaine, and I actually wanted to let him have a spiritual belonging, a place where he can learn the good virtues that should have starting from a young age. Now, as you can see from the first picture, I choked with emotion when asked to do a sharing. This one I cannot forget. You can see Sister Stephanie and Dr. Teo in the picture, and with Samuel, then 8 years old, behind me, curious of why I am in that state of emotion. It's hard to explain, but I think now, after 5 years, we learn to handle that emotion better now through Sichi, through PCBC, through the brothers and sisters who have been giving us so much support. Now, the second picture tells its own story, and it is invaluable. That is my home sister, Elaine, and with that child sitting on her lap, which I don't think he can sit on her lap anymore. He's so tall, but he's grown. And next slide, please. Okay. When we joined PCBC, we didn't think that it will be what it is, but it has gave us so much memories, so many memories. The one that is most embedded in my mind is the fruit bathing ceremony. It's one of the most powerful and eye-opening and enriching experience. The classes were named contentment, compassion, etc., to reflect the valuable virtues that we want in our children. Now, the food bathing ceremony is one that I will never forget. This powerful message it gives to the child, and the bonding during that ceremony is so strong and meaningful. Everyone should try that. It's no need to say anything, but actions speaks louder. Next. But there's more to PCBC than we thought. There's one big group of volunteers, all with their kind heart, kind soul, kind spirit, all supporting us, going through this journey of healing, and by doing so much work, so much work in organizing the activities that we find in PCBC. It is so enriching to see that the parents who have not bonded maybe not so well with their children, or the children not bonding so well with their parents, they have come together in these classes, going through the classes, and through those classes you can see that the bonding gets better. The bonding is nurtured, and the bonding is there to last. Year after year, 2017, 2018, 2019, Samuel has been in the PCBC for 3 straight years. After that, I think maybe he grew out of it, but those years when he was 8, 9, and 10 were very meaningful to us. Next slide, please, sis. Now, this is the other thing we found in not just joining PCBC, but is this great love family. It's so heartening to see children, parents, young and old, coming together for PCBC once every month, until this is the picture that you see. Samuel is right in the middle, and the children from the ages that you can see, they are young, but they enjoy their classes very much. Slide, please. Now, these are the many challenges that we faced. From this picture is when we did a sharing. When we did a sharing, we came out to do a small sharing. And my son, my other daughter, especially my daughter, maybe could not hold her emotion so much. But I think all of us were emotional at that day. But it's something that we wanted to do. It's something that we needed to do. And I'm glad we did it. Personally, I and my home sister Elaine has found some sort of comfort in letting go our pain. But I think nowadays we feel better. Better now, much better than before when we were during those years over the great loss that we had to endure. But I'm very glad to say that through this Tzu Chi family, we have managed to weather the storm a little bit. Still challenging, but that's life. Next slide, please. Now, you may want to know why in the end, after PCBC, I wish to become a volunteer, because I think I have heard many times and listened to Master's teaching. I think she has inevitably opened up my mind and heart to join this wonderful organization of brothers and sisters. She is a great source of inspiration to all of us. The teachings are difficult to imagine, but she is telling us things that we should do now because time is running out. At least for us, because maybe our time is running out because we are when we are in our 60s now. So there's a lot of things to do. And Master Chen Yen has given us that direction, and I am determined to walk on despite my great loss. And somehow joining Tzu Chi and this Tzu Chi family gives me the courage to let go and look forward to life after death. Thanks. This is a younger me, and this is a younger Samuel. It's looking at him, he is, I think, what we need to do for him. He's the seed that was sowed, and he's the affinity that we have with Tzu Chi. And I'm quite determined to make it our path in our future. Okay, next Next, please. Now, this is some of the sufferings that we see when we had these K1K home visits. There are so many people who are less fortunate than us, but through our brothers and sisters' work, compassionate work, compassion that they show, we are bringing a little bit of relief to those who are suffering or who have suffered a lot during this pandemic. And it gives me a lot of great heart to see that what little we can do, it makes them happy. The happy faces that they show us when they see us is so good. No words can describe. This is actually some of the pictures that were taken on our visits, on our recycling, and our care recipients. There's a Jingsi aphorism that says that one who has love and works together with others with one heart, they will not walk alone. Yeah, I see this quite resonates with us, with me, because I'm not walking alone. I am working with my community brothers and sisters, and they have played a big part in helping me overcome my obstacles in my life. And I am so encouraged to be a part of them to try and serve our communities. Okay, there's the last part. I think I was to let us know how I was before, now, and what I aspire to be in future. When I was before very not patient, very reactive, maybe narrow view of things. Now I try to be more patient. I try to be not so reactive, not try to react, but to respond. Do not react at the spur of the moment. Respond after maybe a day or two. Things will not be so tense, not so strenuous. And we try to hold our tongue much more. I aspire to be calm and mindful towards my family, because they are the pillars of my house, my wife, my children, my grandson. And I hope, most of all, to be more calm and mindful towards all the members of my family. And I hope to walk this path with all the brothers and sisters I know. And to end this sharing, my family and I would like to take this opportunity to say Kan'en to a few people, to a few brothers and sisters, Sister Stephanie, Dr. Koo, Dr. Teo, for being with Sam throughout this journey of healing. Also Kan'en to Sisters Elsie, Alicia, Sister Siu Ching, Sister Lily, Brother Matthew, Brother Joe, Sister Ivy, and Brother Robert, and all the brothers and sisters in our community and that we know who supported us throughout this journey. It's my sharing, Kan'en.
Kan'en so much, Brother Wong.
It didn't follow the
very
script. A lot came just impromptu.
It's okay. We're very proud of Brother Wong because he's willing to share. All this while, Brother Wong, he's quite private person actually, yeah. And today, we can see that Brother Wong's heart has opened, yeah, and he's willing to share his feelings and his thoughts with us. And we are very thankful also to Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo, who has been with the family since 2018 as well. And hereby would like to invite Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo to come and share with us. Dr. Koo? Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo are our great benefactors, yeah. They have been with us since 2017. And almost as you can see, we organize parenting talk almost every alternate year, you know, from 2017, 2019, and even in 2021, we organize it online. And so here now, with utmost gratitude and respect, I'd like to invite Dr. Koo. Dr. Koo? Dr. Teo?
I will share now.
Cảm ơn. Okay, cảm ơn Dr.
My slide don't go. My slide went off already. Okay, it's okay.
We can see your slides.
Yeah. Good evening, Brother Joe and all brothers and sisters. I think you. Sorry. Okay, good evening, Brother Joe and Dharma brothers and sisters. First, let me explain how our work is so closely. Oh dear. Can
Dr. Teo? Sorry, brothers and sisters, I think there's some technical problems at the moment. Just bear with us for a while, right? Okay, cảm ơn. Actually, today, Dr. Teo and Dr. Koo will be sharing about the process, of healing that took place, through the counseling sessions that they had with Samuel and also Brother Huang. Dr. Teo? Welcome back, Dr. Teo, Dr. Koo. Okay.
Technical glitch.
We are seeing your slide already, Dr. Koo. Sorry.
No wonder. Okay. Right. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Hello?
we can. Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I forgot to unmute. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Good evening, Brother Joe Huang and all brothers and sisters. First, let me explain how our work is so closely linked with PCBC. As pediatricians, our work serves as a window to the world of physical, mental and emotional stress and suffering encountered by both children and parents as they struggle to live as a happy and loving family. As the mission of PCBC resonates very closely with our passion in caring for the well-being of both children and parents, we were motivated to participate in the PCBC sessions since day one of its inception. PCBC provides opportunities for all of us to guide and nurture innate good human values to build good character in children and to foster good parenting skills in parents so that the family can live happily, healthily, peacefully, and harmoniously together. So our karmic affinity with Brother Huang began in 2017 when we counseled his grandson Samuel, who was then 8 years old and was facing many problems at school. Sam, as he was fondly known, was bullied at school. His teachers complained he was hyperactive with poor attention span, and his grades were falling. At home, he was beginning to be addicted to his uncle's cell phone and played virtual games for almost 1 to 2 hours every day. So we used the button therapy devised by both Dr. Koo and myself as a skillful means to encourage a troubled person to express his thoughts, feelings, and emotions in order to understand his mindset. So through our conversation with Sam, he revealed he was just feeling unhappy, lonely, and bored at home as there is a big generation gap between him and his grandparents, who are his closest guardians. So to assess his concentration, focus, and attention span, we let Sam select some pictures to color as his homework. And 2 weeks later, when we saw him again, we were amazed by Sam's work of art, as you can see here. And this basket of flowers was so beautifully done that it has been used as the icon for Dr. Koo's cell phone ever since. Unfortunately, Sam was misdiagnosed by a psychiatrist as suffering from ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. But from the neat coloring and the combination of colors in Sam's art pieces, it just goes to show that Sam can indeed focus and concentrate if given the right guidance. So as Master often reminds us, everyone has limitless potential. Only we haven't found the right method to nurture this innate potential. So in order to resolve Sam's problems, we worked very closely as a team with Brother Huang to help navigate Sam and the family out of troubled waters. Sam loves his grandparents, and he also knows his grandparents love him very much, but he does not know how to express his love and gratitude to them. So we guided Sam to write a gratitude note, which he happily did in his beautiful handwriting. And when he expressed his love and gratitude to his grandpa with words, an apple and a loving hug, it simply touched and melted Agong's heart. So Sam is indeed the seed and catalyst for Brother Huang's life transformation. Now, Dr. Koo will now share how we accompanied Brother Huang in his spiritual journey in Zheji.
Good evening, Brother Joe and all the Dharma brothers and sisters who are here tonight. We would like to thank Brother Wong and the family for really giving us the opportunity to know the family well and to let us have the permission to review of what happened during the many sessions we have with each member of the family. And I shall go through this. This is I think to help somebody, most important, we must understand the mindset. We must have insight into the mindset of Brother Wong. And when we play these button games, we must have this very important for us to have an open mind. That means a non-judgmental mind. We must be always have mindfulness, awareness for the person, and also to bear witness to what the person is undergoing and to listen deeply, and so that we can understand the emotions, the pain, the images of the past which you carry along. So here I'll go through in detail some of the most important buttons which you take. So therefore, understanding this mindset is very important, and I'll explain as how we go about it. And the next one is that here, because very often we suffer there are 4 reasons why we suffer, the 4 thoughts that bring us suffering. The first is about our attachment to pleasant things. We want to grab. Second is the aversion. We do not like things. We want to push. And the third and fourth is about memory of the past, which hurt us, and fear of the future. So very often, our suffering can be the first arrow. First arrow is the pain, where Brother Wong and the family suffered from the loss of their precious daughter. But the second arrow that strikes them is how you respond to that suffering. So that caused suffering itself. And so it's a lot of times the suffering is, this is called ABCDE of cognitive behavior therapy. So it's often from any adversity, we have beliefs about the event or adversity. So this gives rise to the emotional consequences. And I think our role here, therefore, to dispute and challenge any irrational or wrong beliefs and view. So I'll go through. And as we go along, then there's nothing to, I think most important is for Brother Wong to have a clear understanding of his own thinking and insight into his mindset, so that with this insight, he can know what course to take, what decision he can take. So when we asked Brother Wong, we saw him on 2 occasions, 2017 and 2019. And actually, it was very difficult for Brother Wong to open up his feeling, because he was all the time feeling so sad. Even in 2019, it was 8 years after the sudden passing away of her eldest daughter, Elizabeth. When we asked him, how are you feeling? He chose this button. He said, I'm very sad inside. I have so many problems. And we asked him, what are the problems? So actually the main problems is about the passing away of the precious daughter. The other problems he chose the first button was patient. This was a problem he has with Samuel, because he felt Samuel has always been very impatient, and so he wished that he become more patient. Actually, Samuel is a normal teenager, adolescent. There's so much energy, and unfortunately, in the last 2 years with the MCO, he cannot just expand the energy out. So it is very, very difficult for him and the family. Second is, he wants to have a happy children, his own 2 children, Adrian and Emily. So, and because the family has a lot of argument over small things and very often has disharmony and a lot of miscommunication. And this is actually, when we look into each individual's life, we find that this is due to the trauma each child suffers from the loss of the sister. So, and then the third thing which trouble Brother Wong, you can see this angry man punching. This represents his boss, who always scold before he asks questions. So he is under all this stress from work, from house, and of course, the one he loved a lot is Samuel. And next one. And actually, the one which give him the most heartache and sadness is the sudden death of the eldest daughter, Elizabeth, who was about 24 years old at that time. So he chose this beautiful ruby red button, which to him represent a gem. Elizabeth is a gem and very, very precious to the whole family and very independent, but has a mind of her own and also a bit rebellious. So everybody loved her, and when this sudden passing away, this gives rise to a lot of emotional problems. And it's very, very difficult for Brother Wong to let go. He was fortunate that in this few sessions we have, for the first time in his life, he is able to open up his heart and tell the story of, in great detail, what happened and how he faced this trauma and without people to talk to, you know. So it was actually very fortunate that Sechi came into their life the right moment, you know, although it's a bit late, but still give him an opportunity and the support to open up, to share in great detail. When you share and open up, and I could remember he cried and cried. When you cry all these tears out, your heart starts to open, I think love will flow in and you are able to let go more and more. And during this counseling session, we use a lot of master's teaching. So we told Brother Wong that everyone, actually all the people on earth, only meet by karma, according to Master. When it's our karma to part, there's no use fighting it. To me, this is a very beautiful quotation, which always I remember. And everyone in our life that comes to our life is through our karmic affinity, through our past life. There's no accident. So a person comes to our life, we explain to Brother, for a fixed period of time. Each and every one of us have a mission to fulfill in this life. And sometimes when our mission is fulfilled, it's time for us to go. And when we go, we cannot, the time we go is uncertain, is again fixed by our karma. So we explained to Brother Wong that your daughter, Elizabeth, has given you 24 years of wonderful life, and to Sister Elaine. And now it's for her to go on to her next life to fulfill her next mission. So next we ask Brother Wong to choose a button for himself. He chose, you can see, it's a black angry bird. So you can see that even after 8 years, there was 2019, still there was a lot of grief, you know, still not able to let go. And especially with sudden death of a young person, we always, as parents, sometimes we explain to Brother Wong, you are the captain of the ship. You are in charge of the household. Whatever decision you make is always, you do it with good and pure intention for the well-being of your children. We do not know whether how it will turn out. But I think most important is that you have made this decision for the best interest of your child. The results, there's nothing you can control. We told him that future is always uncertain, unpredictable, and uncontrollable. There's no way, whatever decision you make which affects somebody, you are not to be blamed. No, please do not get angry at yourself again, or get angry if you can find the other parties who you think are guilty also. And we pray, ask Brother Wong to pray that we have the strength to eventually forgive himself and forgive others. And also, especially when anger directed inwards, it results in the guilt feeling. And always in the mind, the thoughts will come back, if only I've done that. What if I've done this? The past, we told Brother Wong, is gone. We must therefore think of the present. And for you to be happy again, I think the future is important. When you're happy, your daughter, Elizabeth, up there, will be also happy. When you are unhappy and sad, angry, she will feel responsible. So please give up this self-blame. So we dispute a lot of wrong beliefs, as Brother Wong felt that if I've done this, if I'm not a good father, I'm not so. We say all of us, we cannot be perfect parents. We cannot predict the future. We can be only good enough parents. So we dispute all these wrong beliefs through almost 8 hours from each session about 4 hours talking with Brother Wong. And then we asked Brother Wong to write a letter of closure. You need a closure. So we asked him to write the 4 things that matter most. First, whatever thoughts you want to express to Elizabeth, you have no chance to express, you say, thank you, my dear daughter Elizabeth. And think of all the things and the good times. Just think of the positive things, the good times you have together, and write it down. Please forgive me if I've done anything wrong, knowingly or unknowingly, because very often we do not know what we have done wrong. And also, thirdly, I do forgive you for anything you have done, knowingly or unknowingly. And lastly, the 4th, we love you, and goodbye. Okay? So you let go. And I again shared this story of Master. And I think if anyone I think this should read this book, Being at Peace, Lesson for Living and Dying. I think it's a wonderful book by Master. And I always, and we quote this story, to let the kite fly freely and let it soar to its destination. The Master says, our beloved have departed like a broken kite. If it's held back by the string, you'll keep struggling. We told Brother Wong, if you do not let go of this sadness, this anger, this guilt, this blame, your daughter cannot go on to destination. Therefore, if your kite is broken, you cannot keep on pulling it back. It's time for you to cut the string. And we are very glad that Brother Wong did cut the string and did bless the daughter and release her by cutting this line and letting go. And let the kite fly and soar freely to its destined place, so that the living are at ease and the disease will be at peace. So then we asked Brother Wong, how did he feel before the meeting? He was angry, angry with himself, with so many problems which he faced, And after the meeting, how do you feel after this session? He was happy. He felt that we were like angels sent by the Buddhas to help him and his family. The Suji family was there to help them to overcome these obstacles. I would like to end this. And we choose a button, each one, to bless Brother Wong. Dr. Teo chose a right. You can see that on the left, this represents the light and love of Kuan Yin Posat to bless Brother Wong, Sister Elaine, and the family with the strength, the courage, to move on in life, so that, and to give them the joy, hope, peace, and love. And I chose a pencil from Brother Wong, and I told Brother Wong, your whole life is gone. Let it go. From today onwards, this pencil is to write a new script, a new life for you as a Searchy volunteer, to go on to serve other children as your own children, to serve the community, so that your heart will expand beyond your own family to all of the world. And I'd like to thank all of you for attending this and listening to all of us from PCBC to share. And I like this beautiful quotation. All of us, at one time or another in our life, are standing on the edge of a cliff. We can easily fall from the cliff. We need spiritual friends, good spiritual friends, to help us, to accompany us on our spiritual path and from falling down. So therefore, be not afraid of the trials and struggles of life. Welcome them instead, and know that they are the turning point in your life to provide you with those rare opportunities that will bring forth the more courageous, compassionate, and wiser you. And thank you very much.
And then Dr. Koo. And Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo for sharing. Indeed, I think all of us here today resonate so much with the last slide by Dr. Koo, yeah? All of the karmic life becomings are actually lessons for us to learn, as they are all turning points. They are all rare opportunities for us to become more courageous, more compassionate, and wiser. Kan Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo. And now, shall we invite Brother Joe to give us his commentary and sharing. So sorry, Brother Joe, that is running late. So sorry.
That's okay. I think this is a wonderful, wonderful time for all of us to really hear the last parts of Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo. It's very, very beautiful story. And thanks to Brother Wong to be willing to share with all of us, because of your journey is also our journey. Even though we might not have the same experience, but what you have gone through taught us a lot, and that is becoming our journey as well. Thank you. Many thanks to Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo for accompanying our family, and most important of all, share with us your wisdom. I also like to believe that no one likes to give up. No one likes to feel sad. No one likes to feel angry. No one likes to feel all those negative things. but they felt that way because they don't know how else to feel. And a lot of times, the only way for them to feel is depressed. The only way for them to feel is sad. And rarely in life do we get this, the wonderful friends, the wonderful Dharma families who are able to help us. And sometimes we might be at lost. We might not be as professional as Dr. Teo or Dr. Koo. And the only thing we know is maybe just to be there with them a little bit longer so that they can find in their lives the Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo to help them. And maybe that's all we can do. We're just there to prolong it a little bit so that Brother Huang and others will be able to find their solution by the likes of Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo. And also like Amanda earlier, there are so many stories that PCBC had brought us. And I'm so glad that you're all doing wonderful work. You're all doing master's work because that's exactly how Master would love to hold them, except she can't. So she had to do this through you guys. She had to do this through all of you. And whether you believe it or not, I think this is Master extending her work through all of you. And as her disciples, you are doing Master's work as well, loving all of them, loving all, whether it's the grandparents or whether it's Sam. But I'm so grateful. And I really loved how Brother Huang said that it's the foot bathing, the ceremony. You know, you don't need to explain it. And that part, you know, for all of you that have been, you know, part of it, you understand. You don't need to explain it. You just need to be in it, and then you understand. I saw the picture of little Sam who kneeled down and bowed. I'm sure going through your minds, I'm sure there were many things going through your minds. But I really like how Dr. Koo and Dr. Teo, through their expertise, explain how the suffering come from attachment, come from pushing away. Wow, you know, those things was complete opposite, yet they give you the same pain and suffering. And then there's the fear. I think, you know, a lot of times that's the expertise we need, and then combine it with Master's teaching. You know, it became also clear, and a lot of time that's what we need. So thank you all for tonight's very heartwarming sharing. Thanks to Brother Huang who opened up to share with us the wonderful story. And I believe that how the wonderful love will continue to live on, whether it's through Elizabeth next life, or it's through Sam, or it's through all of us, because now we all share that love in us. You know, the love that you have for Sam and the love that you have for Elizabeth and all of that. I think we all have it in all of us. So thank you for you to share with us this wonderful loving memory. And through that, the love becomes even greater and cross boundaries, right? Regions. Now we're in Taiwan, we hear this, and many, many more people share this love. And now we all know. The next time I see that tall, young Sam, I know that there's so many people caring, not just you, not just the grandparents, but there's so much love for that young adult that is so tall and now cannot sit on his grandmom's lap now, and so much love. And we all know that he's been cared for from you two, and also from so many people. And I think this is just like what earlier was said, that it takes a village to raise a child. It takes the whole community to love Sam, and for him to love back too. So thank you all. Thank you, Amanda. Your story is also very very courageous and encouraging to all. Thank you for, I think it was Sister June, who is so wise, who is very wise. I can hear her speak, and she was very, very wise to share. I think this is wonderful group of people. Some of you need at different times, you have your needs at different times of your life, and then people are there. And now you are providing that for other people that need them too. Wonderful group of people. PCBC, this is wonderful stories. Thank you, Stephanie. You're doing great
May I
job.
share one last screen? Wait, one last screenshot. Wait, just a minute.
Yep, go
One
ahead.
last master. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, I'll just have to end with this. Master said today, we need to spread the seeds of love. There's so much love because one seed will give rise to infinity.感恩.
Thank you all.
感恩so much. And these are all the fireflies that will brighten up all the dark corners. Okay, we promise Master that. 感恩. Brother Joe. 感恩 all, 感恩 Sister Xiaoqing. Sister Xiaoqing.
Let's take a group picture before we end. Okay. Wow, truly, I think past 9 o'clock. So, very
sorry,
but it's very heartwarming, really, very 很感动. I don't know why I so keep tearing. Okay, from the beginning until the end, truly very touched. Okay, from Li Ning's story, a Chicharian, and later on to Amanda and June. I'm very grateful because I stay near their house. So, and this great family, every Saturday, every time we have veggie promo, they will come all out to support the kids and Sister June. Yeah, Brother June, you're right. Sister June is really very wise, and she always lend us a lot of support and encouragement. And the two, and Sister Amanda and another young daughter also are very courageous. They're very good in promoting veggie, and maybe because they're children, a lot of times people will not rarely say no to them. So they are our secret weapon. The tough one, we will pass it to these children. No joking, actually, we will go with them. I must thank them for bringing me up the level 18 floors. I was climbing all the way out. I was thinking like, enough, the lift not working, let's go down. But the kids ran to the top already. So such is the spirit of the kids. Unwavering, very good. And Sister June, we are very grateful. She is also one of our very active, selfless translator, not only in Pure Heart translation team, but also helping in the Kaohsiung translation. I'm very grateful to Sister, and of course Brother Wong and the family. It's always very close to us. The Sri Dhammasara group. In fact, we are going to his house, all of us, Sutra Adaptation group. Brother Wong, the home sister, Sister Elaine, the daughter, and Samuel, the four of them have registered for this Sutra adaptation. So in fact, we are very, wow. So I'm so happy. Just now, I just heard the additional two joining us in the group. So, truly, Brother Wong, in fact, I'm not really the community mentor. In fact, Brother Wong is my mentor. He always guided me with patience and seeing how it's not easy because a lot of cases, not sure why every time we were assigned the charity cases are all like have to walk up to level 4, all without leave. I said, so sorry, somehow they have to walk. But despite the difficulty, I could see Brother Wong, he would be very patient, listening to everyone sharing. Such is the way, because Brother has gone through the difficulties, so he can understand better the suffering of others. So I'm very grateful. Okay, let us, we all look forward to tomorrow's session. There will be sharing by Sister Woon, our Philippines Deputy CEO, Sister, and Brother Joe as well. Okay, before we end, let us and Karen, brothers and sisters, for staying up until so late. Okay, hope that each of us could sustain the Dharma joy and take in another piece of Master and Huang love to our life. Let us invite Brother Joe to lead us in making 3 vows to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen as we depart to apply these wonderful teachings in our everyday life. Let us pay our deepest respect to our teachers of life, universal truth. Palms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Okay. Ka'an, brothers and sisters, take care. See everyone tomorrow. Ka'an. Kak En, take care.
Good night.
And then good
Hey,
night.
wonderful
Kak En,
sharing,
all for
everyone.
staying.
Kak En.
Kak En, bye-bye. Thank you,
from-
everybody. Kak En, bye-bye, Brother
Yeah.
Joe.
Bye-bye.
Kak
Kak
En,
En.
bye-bye,
Sister Stephanie, you took the
Amanda.
picture just now, huh? Kak En, bye-bye.
Take picture, okay.
Just
I
now.
don't know. I took